All right, you should be able to hear me now. What's up? What's up, everybody? Hey, how you doing? It's a Governor Wildstar exclusive. Hey, I'm gonna just give you guys a moment to chime into the studio here, or to the, session, because we got a few things we're gonna talk about here. So, like I said, I'll give you guys a minute to jump into this live stream. Um, Hopefully, all people out there will appreciate what I got to talk about today, because I'm gonna get in on a whole lot that got to do with a very touchy subject, sensitive topic these days, and it has to do with Black people. So, if you're out there and you're Black, uh, you you are going to enjoy this conversation. And if you aren't, that was a good one. If you are Black, you should really enjoy the conversation. But for the sake of those that are not, I'll give this disclaimer. I'm going to be saying some things that may be looked at as being racist, maybe to you, maybe to other Black people. You know what I mean? Because we are not monolithic like that. We all don't think the same. And I may say some things that are racist to other Black people. So I don't give a damn. That's what I'm here for, is to be as honest and frank as possible about this topic that we're going to be discussing. So I called it For the Culture, because we're going to be talking about Black culture and some recent issues that have come to light since the whole George Floyd killing and the Black Lives Matter movement, etc. So since this is all bubbling to the surface, I figure we could all just get it out there in the open, discuss it, and get it off of our chests, and see how we feel about it afterwards. Hopefully it won't be that raw of a conversation to where we won't feel like we can't heal as a community, because that's what resolving problems is all about as a family. Is if you can't air out your issues, say what it is that you like or dislike or whatever, or dislike about each other, and then remember what you like about each other to keep each other in close vicinity, and keep a relationship with each other, then that relationship really isn't founded on much. You know what I'm saying? So anybody out there watching, please feel free to drop a question or comment during the show. Like my man Ronnie Polk right here says, good evening, blessings to you and family. What's up, Ronnie? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you for being in this chat as well, family. So like I said, I'm going to be, said, speak your mind, never ball it. Straight up, exactly. And like I said, when we come together as a community, as a family, we got to be able to talk about these things and it not take it too personal. We got to be able to do so in an openly manner. And I'm going to exercise that by bringing in one of my family members for this conversation, my wonderful and beautiful and lovely wife, Crystal Wildstar. Here she is.
Hey.
Hey, Lady Wildstar, how you doing?
Hi. Hello. How's everybody?
Doing well. How's your day been? Like, I just didn't see you 5 minutes ago. But
Hey, it's true. Everything some things can happen in 5 minutes. So yes, I'm doing okay. Just getting on one of your wild, crazy shows. But happy to be here supporting you.
Hello, Florence. Thank you for being here, baby, because we were talking about a few things this morning. So I figured, hey, would you like to jump into this conversation with me and kind of, discuss this for the public to hear? Maybe they have something to say about it as well. But what I was saying this morning about being for the culture, first and foremost, to any and all of you out there, I just want to thank God that we are all here and send that lovely blessing to all of you. I don't usually insert my faith into these chats, but it is Sunday, and as being a person of faith, which I am, I like to express that every now and then. But we've conquered a lot in life, and especially in this moment in time. So I just want to send that love and blessing and out to all of you watching out there, including my beautiful wife right there. And it's speaking of religion, Black people, we kind of get pigeonholed because we're told we must be Christian in order to exercise any type of faith. And my wife and I get persecuted about that often, being Black people. Why aren't you in church? Where's your church? Do you believe in Jesus? So yeah, all of that good stuff. So he said, wait, where are y'all? What do you two have to say hi again? Yeah, she's in another room. I'm in another room. So for the sake of I guess the echoing in the room, but she can come and join me here if she wants. She got a better background than I do. For her, I mean, look at her. Doesn't she look wonderful? And then, and yes, so we got John Ferrero says, dude, you're bald again. Oh yeah, you late. I mean, right. I come by here like 4th of July weekend. And Forrest says he's a Christian as well. Okay. All right, yeah. I mean, yeah, nothing wrong with being Christian. Nothing wrong.
If you choose to be Christian, I hate to interject, honey, but it's just if you choose to be Christian, that's your pathway. I was Christian too. I was raised. I went to Baptist church, Presbyterian, Episcopal. I mean, all of them, evangelical, all of that. And I from non-denomination, I just pretty much just transferred over to just a spiritual being, and that's what we are. And it helps me stay accountable for who I am as a person. But I don't regret the journey that I went through to get to this new understanding. And because I believe love is my religion, and outside nature is my church. And that's where I choose to, just release and just, and pray. I still pray. I believe in angels. Just because, I don't go to church doesn't mean, I don't incorporate aspects of that divinity, that divine energy into my practice. So it's nothing wrong with it. I just, clearly don't want to stay within the constructs of any religion. I believe it's very limiting, where God is very vast and an unconditionally loving energy. So I just don't want to limit myself to one that expresses, human emotion and gets mad and fire and brimstone and burn things. And it's, it's more of like a fear-based type of love instead of just unconditional love. So that's my stance on it. So, but I don't knock anybody. I'm welcoming. I don't try to bash anyone over the head who does it. I look for truth in all walks of my life. Exactly. And everybody has different truths. Everybody has different paths. And that's okay, as long as we can embrace that. I just noticed when people are more religious or they're in religion, they're a little bit more quicker to judge others that don't follow the same pattern, when we're all unique people and we all have different pathways in life. That's where I have that conflict. But other than that, hey, do what you got to do. As long as it's love and light, we're good.
But there is some bit of a pressure there. Being Black, you're kind of pressured by other Black people to be in the church, and they see any stray away from that as being like demonic or what's the word? Secular. It's like it's just. Yeah, there is room for compromise there. I mean, and I experienced that with my own family members as well. It's like if I'm not attending church with them or talking about the blood of Jesus or something like that, then I'm being blasphemous and demonic and whatever the case may be. And even though I do have Christian Christian upbringing and Christian roots to my faith, I don't claim it as my religion, and I kind of get shamed for that. And because of that, I'm not welcome in the churches, or I am, but I must subscribe to the church in order to be seen as a true believer of God in the church's eyes. You got to keep coming back. That's how you show your faith or commitment to God. And that's sad. because historically, I mean, let's just be honest, Christianity was used to enslave Black people in this country, and they used the Bible as a tool, as a means of oppression back then, and even in parts of Africa now, other parts of the world even. So to deny that is like to deny our roots. And as Black people, we kind of get pigeonholed again into what we should be. So that's the first thing I kind of want to talk about, is to be or not to be Black American, especially with Miss Kamala Harris out there coming out as being a person that is interracial, having a Black father, a person actually Jamaican, and a Indian mother. So neither of which were, I guess, Americans. They came here like immigrants, or migrated here. And so she's like a first generational, descendant of her family. So I guess when it comes to being Black, a lot of people see any denunciation or denouncing of her being a Black person as being kind of like untrue, because she is Black, I guess. But is she Indian? Especially when she's embracing of that culture and was raised in that culture. And like Tiger Woods, who said, "I'm not Black, I'm Calabinasian," or whatever he said, you know what I mean? So we do have people that are of African, descendants of African heritage, but deny that part of themselves. I guess they still have some identity, like an identity crisis, still trying to figure it out. So, when it comes to being Black, I guess Black people have this identity that if you have a grandparent or a great-grandparent, great-great-grandparent, that was a descendant of slavery here in America, then that would make you Black. So if we replace that term Black with, let's say, more, that's I guess a juggled type of a description that's going around in the Black community as far as the description of identity, who we want to be, because we're still trying to figure that out. So if we identify ourselves as Moors, would Kamala Harris be a Moor? Seeing as, again, she is someone that just got here. Would Akon be a Moor? Someone who is from Africa, came to America, had his success, had his life or whatever. Savage 21, who is British, I believe. So, you know what I mean? Are they Black people? I would say no. What would you say, Lady Wildstar? Kendra Allen says, "All right, look, say that again." This is real shit. This is the discussion Black people need to have, because we still try to figure out our identity as Black people. So Black, the term Black, was given to us by white people, the white colonizers that came over and took over this country and took it away from the native people that were African descendants, that just slapped on a label on them and called them Indian when they have nothing to do with the country of India.
Right. It's just like the genetic structure, like just how you look, your physical attributes that makes you a race, because there's some people that are Cuban and they look completely Black,
Exactly.
And there's some, and I'm just like, you know what I mean?
They're
but even Ethiopian, I've just went to Colorado and just saw it's a large Ethiopian community out there. And I was like, wow, okay. And, but I mean, some people just say, oh, those are Black people, you know what I mean? To me, I think that's a form of just, ignorance, and how people, say Orientals and Asian, they mix that together. I think it's really
or
important
Hispanic,
for us to
they
Latino, yeah.
You know, and there isn't any, I guess, acknowledgement of their ethnicity or whatever. So um, I guess what I was saying about as far as the labeling of black and white, says, I have a question. Evolution endorses the 3/5 clause as it relates to black people. That had to do with taxation. So that's a whole nother conversation if we talk about taxes and the people. All right, if you want to get into that, the frameworkers of this country were not perfect men. Okay, they wanted to get away from England. And the only reason why they wanted to get away from England, King George III, was because he wanted to create currency for this country and then charge an interest for it. The same thing that the Federal Reserve Bank does to this very day. So the King of England, King Edward III, or whatever the hell his name is, wanted to create a currency for America, charge interest for it. They didn't want that. They rebelled. That's what all of the protests leading up to that, was about. The War of 1812, the Boston Tea Party, these were all, American rebellion against the empire that still controls it to this day. So when they came here, what's up, Liverpool in the house? Got something to say? I appreciate it. Thank you very much for being here. Much love to you, fam. And so when it comes to the people that created the foundation of this country, they weren't perfect men, but they created a document, a living document that we, the people, are supposed to bring to reality. And if it says we, the people, all men are created equal, it's up to us to bring that reality to life, including white people. Now, back then when they didn't think that way, they thought so enough to put it on paper to make it happen later on down the line, but in their own lives, they didn't do it enough. They still wanted to create that separation, which was why black people were put given this term to be looked at as being less than, inferior. You're black, you're a subordinate, you're second in line. And that still has an effect to this day, generationally and systematically. So we see this happening, and yet we denounce it, So white people, that's your role that you played in creating the dynamic of white and black. So you can't just say, call yourselves American. You're being racist, separating yourselves. It's like, well, I'm just playing the hand that I'm dealt here. And if we can get back to that place where, again, we have a sense of identity of who we are, then maybe we can feel like we have a place in this country, which we feel like we're still trying to earn, which is sad because we created this country. And the economy that created it, Yes, I'm completely with you, Purple Love. Absolutely. United we stand, apart we fall. And right now we are trying to, I guess, unite as black people. We got to do that first and foremost. And again, if we're arguing among each other about what is and what isn't black, and that's going to further divide us. One person that actually attempted to unite us was this gentleman here, who I want to share with you guys, Brother Marcus Garvey, who said, a people without knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. Marcus Garvey, his birthday is tomorrow. He is creator of the Universal Negro Improvement Association. And if you guys don't know what that is, maybe you recognize this, the red, black, and green flag. Reason why you have that flag is because of Brother Marcus Garvey, all right, who wanted to unite all of the people of African descent all across the world and try to get us to go back to Africa. Why go back to Africa when this is our land? You know what I'm saying, Lady Wildstar?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Hi, friends. Hi, Mara.
I mean, it serves no purpose for us to again leave a country that's our home to go back somewhere that we've never been. And and that's the thing is a lot of people we're told that to go back to Africa and or go back to
Yeah.
your country.
Ignorance at its finest, it's sad. It's just I think it's also just living behind titles too, and everybody lives behind titles. What's popular, what's not, and we're not really getting to the root of the issue or root of things that, or just touch the surface of what unites us. We're so busy focused on the external, the surface. That's why we're so distant right now, and also, there's bits of misunderstandings in culture. There's like a lot of cultural misunderstanding, and also lack of just research of each culture to appreciate it. So I think that that's what's causing a great divide amongst us.
Right.
But I'm definitely for people. I'm always rooting for the underdog, and in this case, African Americans underdog. So it's very important for us to focus on what unites us, so we can stand firm and express what we want to change, like how we want the economic system to to change. We want to get in places of office and and be active in our communities a bit more, and also just I believe too, if there's other races that want to help, hey, why not? If you got some good input without it being so, sometimes they go, hey, girlfriend, I don't always like that. You don't have to do that just because, like, oh, look at your hair. Da, da, da. It's like, oh, man, like you're a pet at your animal in a zoo. We just have to kind of get over that and just appreciate each other's differences. Hey, you have purple, I got green. Let's just understand those are our differences, and that's what makes us unique. But why not bring those uniquenesses together to form something? So I'm all about uniting. That's really, really important for me. But it does take a lot of research, and especially for the Black community to do their research. The Pan-African, where even I, my husband, reading ancient African relationships and stuff like that, and it is so crazy because a lot of us, we say these things and not even aware that we're actually adopting a lot of the tribal culture that they actually used, that they practiced back in the day, and even now, even I mean, I haven't been there to see anything, but that's what makes me want to research more and research more about Egyptian culture too. I mean, I believe our roots have been snatched away, so
Yeah.
we can we're falling by the wayside. That's why we're scrapping up trying to find our history some kind of way somewhere, and then we're getting mad at each other because we want everybody else to help each other, and then we kind of let each other go. We don't have people's backs, and we kind of fall, we're falling apart amongst our community, which is not cool. So that's why it's so important to build up. And how do you build up? Is to just set aside the differences. Set aside, oh, you have this, oh, you got more money, oh, look at you, you're prettier than me, or you're fatter, or I'm small. All that stuff doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I mean, we women, okay, we struggle with a lot of we have our insecurities, but right now is so imperative for us to set that pettiness aside, to galvanize, get together, and just talk about these things, and not only talk about it, but to act on it. So I'm definitely for that.
Yeah. So when people say, going back to your country, how does that make you feel? Have you ever been told that before? Have you ever heard
Um,
that?
I've I've heard it before. It hasn't really been told personally to me. Probably. I've had things thrown at me before when I was walking to school. I've heard, oh, there goes the neighborhood, or oh, what is the world coming to? I had, bottles, or, just stuff. You and I were riding bikes. We had people throw things out the window at us and saying slurs. So I'm sure one of that had to be go back to your country, but I'm not ignorant to it. That's for sure.
Right.
It makes someone feel misplaced because I was born here. This is my home and this is land. And I don't see anybody, I feel God gave us this land, gave humans land so we can live. It shouldn't be just limited to one region of the world. And for people to feel they have the entitlement to even say something like that, it doesn't even make sense. And it's
But
very hurtful.
I guess when it comes to seniority, and laying claim over a land, it would be the person that's been there the
Yes.
longest. You know what I mean? And you
Wait, I'm
know,
sorry. So again, I was agreeing with Miss Purple Love. Please repeat that. I love her name.
we appreciate all of the comments, you guys, and you chiming in, and your questions that you're asking also is helping fuel the conversation. So keep them coming. But and as well as the compliments. So thank you, Miss Purple Love. But yes, as
Love purple.
I guess as far as damn, see now I got thrown off. Uh,
You were talking about going back to your country and how does that make you feel, being misplaced, like transplant. I mean, you know.
My
Yeah.
train of thought, though, what was I saying? If anybody out there recalls, then then let me know. All right, Roddy Poke says, I have, but I'd rather be Africa. My bloodline is Nigerian, Mali, but before I found out what the meaning where I felt disrespected. Oh, I think that's what I wanted to say. Like, how can we claim to be American, when we're being bastardized on land that is essentially ours when it comes to seniority and being here the longest and being able to lay claim over this land, which again was conquered and taken over. It's no man's land. So it's either we get to the point where we're fighting over the land again, or we agree over who has say so over what happens here in this land. And of course, historically, through the American government, that has been dictated by white people, and so until Black people are given the opportunity to sit at that table and speak openly about what our demands are, what our needs are as a community, in order for us to heal, come to that place where we understand who we are. Because I mean, I just figured out that I have ancestry from Burkina Faso. Okay, so and
Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso, I think that's how it's said. Yeah, something like that.
We're still learning our African culture, you guys. So I believe everybody's waking up right now to finding their true self, true heritage. Is where we're waking up, and it's very important that we all do that. But we have to do it like in a loving way, like the guy that made the previous comment about how people are spouting hate. Yes, it is, and it's sad because there's even spouting hate amongst the Black community. Like, if you have a difference of opinion, say, hey, you know what, I agree with that, but we got to try a different approach. They're already ready to demonize you and say, you're a provocateur, get out of here, and then kick you out, because they're so passionate and hurt. They put all their hurt and passion under one title. And if you just say, hey, well, maybe if we just try it this way, they start spouting more hate. I said, wait, aren't we fighting against the hate? I mean, you don't project hate in the group that you're trying to unite and spread love and understanding. That's why we even have the Black Lives Matter movement, to have people understand, hey, we're a part of, things too. When we get loud and rowdy and fighting amongst each other and have that type of dissent, people are going to look at it like, oh, these people are tripping, Right. So it's really upon Black people to really just, there's a way to do it. There's a way to speak. There's a way to act. There's a way to change. So you continue. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Hey, I was letting you go. You're on the roll, and you're speaking the truth. And speaking of Black Lives Matter, that's actually another subject that I want to talk about, because it has been fueled by the Democrats. Let's just be honest, people. The Democratic Party and the liberals, progressives, whatever the case you want to call them, they've been fueling this Black Lives Matter movement. And now we're seeing what their demands are, okay? And a lot of them have to do with, I guess, the police. But when it comes to community violence, which is, I guess, what people call or know of commonly as Black on Black crime, but this community violence, their answer is to end it by going into the communities and disarming Black people. My wife and I just watched a report about it earlier, on the news, where rapper Beanie Siegel is going around Philadelphia with this organization talking about how we can reduce community violence, Black on Black crime or whatever. And one of their, I guess, suggestions, one of their resolutions is for people to peacefully give up their guns. Okay, so I'm wearing my man Black Guns Matter, Maj Toure. People used to may know I used to say fuck Maj, and that's probably why he don't talk to me no more. I've been trying to get him on the black side of liberty if y'all want to have him on. But in the meantime, I still got my shirts he sent me. And I wear them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I still got love for the man and what he's trying to do for the community. I have my opinion on, how to achieve that, and which I'm entitled to. Now, if you sit down and you talk to me about how we can come up and come together and do that, that's a whole nother story. Now I am entitled to even more of an opinion. So yes, that's why I said fuck Maj. But that's another story on a different day. In the meantime, what Maj Toure and the Black Guns Matter organization that he, rolls through, which is basically just to inform Black people of their gun rights and inform them of gun safety, how to use a gun. Most people never used a gun before in their entire lives. Believe it or not, as most may assume, Black people don't all have guns. But that's what they're attempting to do out there in Philadelphia right now, is disarm the people of the community. And they want that Black vote. And at the same time, they got Kamala Harris, who used to be the district attorney and attorney general here in California, senator, who helped put lots of Black men, Black women, people of color in jail, and didn't give a damn through that same justice system that, again, was created as a slave patrol. So lots of those policies still exist to this day here in California, believe it or not. And she did nothing in her power as Attorney General to reverse any of those policies. She even, again, enforced them even more so on people. So the Democratic Party wants Black people votes. It matters more to them than Black people's lives, or else they would care about Black people's lives.
It's exchanging, yeah, they're exchanging safety. Yeah, you're exchanging safety for freedom, and we part of being free, it is unknown. You got to have faith. I mean, even running in your car every day is like a risk, So yeah, definitely it's a trap, and they race for. Hey, Ronnie. Yeah, so definitely it's it's like saying, okay, you know what, you're this will make you safe, and just give us your guns, because you guys are just really violent, and one way we can stop the violence is using your guns. One guy on the article talking about it said, oh, I have guns laying around the house, somewhere, so I just gave them up, and it's just like, well, obviously that guy didn't really strike me as a threat. So, you don't even have to do it, rather than lay around there just in case something does happen. Exactly. And you're not in a public where you don't have the guns. So, that's just there to protect yourself. Even thank goodness you don't want to use them. But, if the time happens, I mean, knock on wood, you want to make sure you're like, okay, what happened to my guns? Somebody's breaking in my house. Oh, I gave it up because some other violence. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to allow freedom. You got to allow people to be. And they're preying on the fact where, oh, this will make you safe. Nothing's 100% safe. I don't care. You know what I mean? Even if you got so many bolts around here, we used to live in a gated community, and this always got me. You know what I mean? They have a big gate, and it opens and stuff. There was people that didn't even live there, kept going in and out of that gate. The gate only creates the illusion of security. The camera's illusion of security, because they're just going to record what's going on. That's still a violation of your right. Even with HOA, a violation of your right. There's a government within a government, telling you how to live your house while you're a homeowner. But you're giving that up because they're supposedly paying for your safety. But yet you are paying for them. So I'd rather you save the money that you're giving to an HOA to protect you, to protect your own self, your individual household. And we need to become more accountable for who we are. We're becoming complacent and relying upon external entities. And we wonder why it's kind of closing in, because we're getting comfortable with the control that we're just giving them, period. You know what I mean? So, it's really, really sad to see that. And, they just said, and they're targeting certain inner cities and things like that, to make sure you're secure. Like, come on now. We all have the right to exactly my
we're protecting you. So you should give up your rights, your freedoms, your liberties, your right to protect yourself so I can protect you. And it's crazy that we are happy to give up our right to protect ourselves to other people who don't really show any respect for our lives. It's crazy because the Philadelphia police is almost as violent, and nationally known for being brutal against Black people in Philadelphia, which is the city of brotherly love. You know what I'm saying? So for a place that is predominantly Black to still have this issue with police brutality and excessive use of force against Black people by police officers, why are we still trusting them to provide protection for us enough, of course, like I said, to give up our guns to them and them be the only ones with the guns?
Yeah, so with the guns, and they're clearly abusing their authority. They're clearly abusing their power. And then, but yet their guns aren't being taken. But the people that are innocent civilians is. So something isn't right.
Yeah, and to answer your question, LL, it's retaliatory voting. We as people have gotten conditioned to retaliatory vote. We're not voting consciously. We don't vote on principles. We don't vote on morals or values even. We compromise all of that simply to say, well, I'm going to vote for Biden because I don't want Trump elected, or I'm going to vote for Trump because I hate those damn liberals, and if they take over, it's going to become a socialist country. It's a damning of, and if you can't vote for saying, I'm going to vote for this person because, without saying, because I don't want either of them, or whatever the case may be, any type of objection using your opponent, then it's a weak premise for you to be voting on. And that's why I encourage you people that are retaliatory voting out there, never go vote. Please don't go vote right now. Don't go vote. Don't go vote. Don't go vote in the primary. Don't go vote in the general election in November. Just, let the prejudiced people do what they do. You sit this one out, okay? And let the statists and the neocons and the people that want control over our country, the fascists, let them people prove themselves. You people that feel like you're stuck, you're still trying to figure it out. If you're not sold on voting libertarian at this point, being bold and doing something different where we can empower we the people through the means of government again, and voting libertarian, then, stay home. Please. This is what I encourage you to sit this one out. I tell everybody go vote all the time, but if you're going to be voting simply because you want to retaliate, that's something that we the people could be without, especially since we're always subjected to your choices. You choose authoritarians who then use that power to oppress all of us, and it's unfair. We're letting it happen over and over again. And you do have a lot of these politicians, again, pandering to Black people to get the Black vote. Wouldn't you say, Crystal Wildstar? I don't want to.
You're not Black enough to. I saw this meme where Biden had cornrows in his hair. Oh, you're not Black enough if you don't vote for me. I'm just done. I'm like, come on, people. And it's just like they use the same tactics, and we fall for it a lot. Like, oh, you're not Black enough. Oh, yo, and the special terms and commercials. And then there was like, an ad he had up and speaking up for Black people. I'm like, come on, where were you years ago with all these other riots? I mean, come on. Someone that made a comment about that, like the 80s and 90s, they weren't speaking up for us then. I mean, apparently this is voting season, and they're putting that out, guys. It's just time to wake up, okay? Right. That's all that is, and just laugh at it. Laugh at the attempts. Just don't take it serious, because all this stuff can be very stressful. It really can. Yeah. So, yeah, it's scary to see all this crazy stuff. I mean, really, but people perish due to a lack of knowledge. So just educate yourself on this, and don't fall in that same pattern that they're banking that you will, that you would. So
that's why I'm saying, if anything, join the Black Gold Rush. Vote Libertarian, okay? It's an exodus away from the Democratic Party, just like a walk away for the Republicans or whatever the case may be, or the Democratic push to get people to register to vote for the Democrats. Black Gold Rush is about getting the Black community enthusiastic and informed about voting Libertarian. So please hit me up if you want to find out more about that. And of course, if you want to get involved and fund that movement so we can go into more communities and get them involved as well. So yeah, vote Libertarian. But that would be something that we could do, I guess, mobilize to do, use our vote to empower us as a community. And that would choke off the reins of control. But as far as what you were saying about, being Black enough, that is another thing I want to talk about, because that's what I guess I would consider to be a Black people problem. And at times, there's moments where white people will insert themselves and express their opinion. And like you said earlier, yeah, your opinion is appreciated and welcome. So please express it, but put it in the comment box. Because first things first, we have some closed door discussions that need to happen in the Black community. Let us have them. And to accent that, I actually have a video I want to show you guys. I don't know if you've seen Malcolm X before. Hold on, wait. Let me get this right. All right, so here we go. If you haven't seen the movie Malcolm X before, it's a very, very popular scene in there where this happens.
Hi, I've read some of your speeches, and I honestly believe that a lot of what you have to say is true. And I'm a good person in spite of what my ancestors did. And I wanted to ask you, what can a white person like myself, who isn't prejudiced, what can I do to help you and further your cause?
Nothing.
Okay, now that may seem like some cold shit, right? But truth be told, it's moments where, that's what needs to happen. Right now is one of those moments, white America, white liberals out there. Malcolm X warned Black people, look it up. Malcolm X warned, the white liberal is not your friend, okay? They will get you in the position to feel like they know what's better for you than yourselves. We see that happening right now with them taking over the Democratic Party, with them taking over the Black vote, with them taking over the Black empowerment movement, I guess, through this Black Lives Matter movement. It's funded by George Soros, multi-billionaire. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really care about Black people getting shot and killed by police officers. He doesn't. Neither do the three women that founded the global foundation that collects millions of dollars, has been since this George Floyd killing. What have they done in the Black community since, except for, again, push for this defunding of police, which the libertarians have always been for, so look that up, because we spend too much on our police departments, especially on lawsuits when, they shoot and kill Black people and have to pay out multi-million-dollar lawsuit payments to those families, the victims. And that happens, we the people pay for that. Taxpayers, Black people, white people, all people, taxpaying, working class citizens, we pay for that. And when it comes to this discussion of being Black enough, we have this argument among ourselves. And sometimes we say things like, oh, he's a coon. Oh, he's a, clown ass nigga. He's Uncle Tom. We say these things, and to us, it's not derogatory when we use it towards each other, because it's just like, I guess, noticing someone's characteristic and making a comment about it, using a word. But if someone else were to say it, it's seen as being racist because you aren't that race. You know what I mean? I don't go around calling white people crackers and what is it, rednecks and
rednecks.
Right, exactly. But they do it all the time to each other. And what do you say? White trash, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they make these comments among each other. I don't personally do that. They do that. Hey, I don't see that as being racist. But other white people may see that as being racist because, you know, they see it as being a derogatory term towards themselves. But when it comes to Black people problems, I feel like sometimes white people don't know when to just sit back, relax, take a back seat. Let us have this conversation. And once we've resolved all of our problems, now we can come to the table and talk to you about our problems or whatever. So how do you feel about all of that, Lady Wildstar?
Oh man, wow. Well, me, oh boy, you really want to know my opinion? Okay. Well, I do get what you're saying. Yes, yeah, no. You really want my opinion on your show. I'm gonna be blunt. You know, I do have my viewpoints with regards to just unity will kind of go along the lines of honestly just unity completely across the board because, you know, I believe we're interdependent. We all need each other to move forward. So the thing about it is I do understand, you know, sometimes I don't like it when I'm Caucasian people, they'll say, hey, you know, this is better for you. You guys are, you know, you guys are just doing, you need to do this, da, 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 da. You know, I do see that there are people that are out there that are saying like, you know, I want to help and I want to do this. But I don't really feel, I don't agree with too much turning it down. Okay. It depends on, you know, because if they take the time to really just give a suggestion, you know, could at least hear it out, you know, to see what they're talking about. And
okay.
just
about when they stop using the word. If you don't want us to be able to say the N word, you stop saying the N word. If you don't want to have if you want Black Lives to matter, stop killing each other. If you get over slavery, you know, since slavery didn't happen to you, so get over slavery. And that's actually why I'm bringing this up because I actually had posted something on my Instagram right here. If you guys haven't checked me out on Instagram yet, please do right here on Governor Wildstar Instagram. But I put a post up about Mr. Akon here on slavery saying Black people aren't letting it go, you know, and oh man, the comments just rained in. So yeah, I made my statement, which was not every African is on your side, Black people. Akon can join Kamala Harris, Terry Crews, Candace Owens, and all those other coons on the sellout list. So I said this, and somebody didn't like my choice of words, saying as a political figure, you know, I should be more responsible in how I speak publicly on these issues. And let me just say this first. I'm not trying to be politically correct. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm not trying to be your ideal image of what a politician is. Fuck all that shit. Honestly, it hasn't worked until now. It's not going to work. You need to get real, people. Get real. That's why Wildstar is the real. I'm 100% real, and I'm honest whether you like it or not. I'm just one of those types of people. And I speak that way to other Black people. I speak that way to white people. I speak that way to any damn people. Because why? I'm my own damn person, and I'm not going to be told how I should behave by anybody. You didn't give birth to me. You are not my God. You are not superior to me. I am my own person. Please stop telling me what I should do how I should behave. And even my wife heard has her opinion on shit that I say. When I say things like that, she's like, oh, Nick, you shouldn't have said that. So
I'm always gonna agree with you. That's for fact. Because I have the difference. Because my thing is, I'm just so tired of the hate. I'm so tired of the name titles and stuff. You're right. You can say whatever it is that you want to do, and white people feel the same way. So my thing about it is that it's time to build. We've been broken down so much by our name calling and just, not including people and everything like that. We get it. We're angry. We're upset. Moving on to the next step. What we're going to do to build. We get the names. We get all the titles and stuff. I'm ready to move forward. I'm just done with it. I've heard it for years. I'm in my 30s and I've heard it. So it's basically.
You damn Skippy. Speaking on that.
Sorry. Okay. Forrest, you are too funny. Okay. But yeah, no, I'm ready just to move forward. And whoever wants to come, whether you be Samoan, Latina, whatever community you want to help the Black community, I'm welcoming it. That's my stance on it, because we need each other right now. And if somebody said, hey, I see that you're struggling, what can I do? Okay, I'll give you a list of things I can do. You know what I mean? So they don't necessarily have to say, well, you need to do this, you need to do. They're actually open to being taught to help someone else, because we all have all these different, smoking too. Yeah, we all have different opinions and stuff like that. But we need to put that, because they're using a lot of the Black Lives Matter, this and that, to create more dissent. Oh, this is racism. Oh, you're racist. Oh, this and that. We got to stop it, okay? Because as much as we ran for office and stuff, we had other races help us get to where we get to. And I'm not going to lie and say that. You know what I mean? And I don't love it. I love humanity. I don't love everybody. But at the same time, I got to be real here. You know what I mean? We're kind of like the underdogs. We can use whatever help, of course, first and foremost amongst the community, but also from other people that want that help. And I'm not quick to demonize anybody that wants to help. And if I do talk to them, they have some crazy, they say like, oh yeah, maybe I can do the blackface or do something crazy. I'm like, okay, on to the next. Apparently you're still not ready. You know what I mean? And then just keep it pushing. So I've seen that before, and just be yourself. You see something, it's just like you see a stray cat, and you see, a mom cat with the kittens and stuff. You're going to try to help the cat. You don't have to be a cat to help. I'm just saying, it's about helping. It's about love. It's about uniting. I'm just done with the fighting. I'm done with the titles and the name calling. Just done with it. It's time to make a change, because we're going to spend more time about you saying this and how you said this. Enough of that. How are we going to build and get this economy back going? That's right. What I want, because I got a son now. It's time to get serious. No more games. That's my stand. That's just how it's
I couldn't have said that any more brilliantly. I mean,
thank you.
I mean, Forrest got some hard eyes. I agree, straight up. That's how I feel about what you just said. And yeah, you couldn't have put it any better. I mean, we need to start thinking more forwardly and advance ourselves and do some uplifting of the spirit if we need be, because we haven't really evolved as a people, not only as Black people, but as humans on this planet, to where we haven't gotten past that point where we don't see these differences and just can't live in peace and harmony. And this great experiment called America, that's what it's supposed to be all about, is us getting to that point where we can live peacefully, harmoniously, in the name of love, one God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We got to live up to those words. We got to bring them to life, and it's up to us to do so. It's a living document. So we must bring it to life. And if we don't, then they're just words on a piece of paper. They're dead.
But yeah, exactly. Everybody, I hate to cut you off, but is everybody, is become complacent. Black people became complacent. That's why we're in the situation we're in. White people became comfortable. That's why they're in the situation they're in. How can we bridge the gap? How can we create understanding so we can move forward? Right. Because we become too complacent and we laid back and let some outside entity govern everything. And now they're playing the puppet strings and we're falling right in line. Why?
Right.
Because we became complacent. So let's educate ourselves, and we'll educate those other races that are not sure about what's going on but want to get, involved. Allow them to come on in, and educate them too. They need to learn just as much as we need to learn. Can't get mad at them for their ignorance when we have ignorance ourselves. So it's time to take accountability. All of us need to, across the board. Once we can get that on that, we can level the playing field. Once we get there, let's level the playing field here. That's what I'm about.
And as far as Forrest saying, we have to put our best interests at heart first. I think all of our interests are the same. Economic, being surviving, thriving, being able to prosperously, being able to protect our children and our children's children. I want to be able to stick around and have some grandkids. I want my kids to have grandkids and all of that good stuff. So as far as generational wealth, we have to figure out how we can be able to build that. And if we have constraints in a society through the system, we got to figure out how we can remove them. You can't remove them marching through the fucking streets all day long. I've done that for over a decade now, being a protester, an activist in the Occupy movement. It's all the same. It's all the same. How do we change that shit? Occupy government. And that's why my ass continues to run for office. If we really want to take over the reins of control, that's what we have to do. So anybody out there watching, I encourage you to please run for office, get into office, any position, whether it be assembly, Senate, city council, treasurer, whatever the case may be.
Or even work in the community, get involved in the community, because some people are afraid to get into those high positions. It takes a lot of work, takes a lot of dedication, and it takes a lot of education on that. You got to make sure you know what you're doing, what you're talking about, because you got a lot of lives in your hands. So if you want to start, small, if you're too scared, don't do nothing, just start small. You can even, volunteer at a mentorship for young Black community, young Black kids, the children. They can use your help. Just you being there for them, be an advocate, be a mentor. There's lots of people that can use that type of love energy. You can, work at these other, nonprofit organizations that are doing, working at grassroots level to help people expand, build, and speak.
Right.
You can speak in front of those groups or help those that are who want to take those big positions, like my husband here. He's not afraid to do that. So if you guys want to support someone, you definitely can support him. But whether it be financially, it could be even hands-on. If you're in the Central Valley area, you don't even have to be in the area to help him. You can help do social media. You can go different outlets. We're using the digital world. Let's use all what we have at our disposal to assist those that are really trying to make a change. No matter how small or big, you're still making a change. Just get up and do something. Do something that you love and that you are comfortable with doing. Don't ever feel overpressured doing something because that person's doing it. Maybe you have a talent in doing something, but how would you know that talent if you don't try? So that's why it's very important to get out there and try.
Exactly.
And have fun doing it. Have fun. We don't have to be depressed doing this stuff. We don't have to be angry. Just have fun with this.
Speaking of trying, I do want to get our conversation or end our conversation here on the note of Mr. Marcus Garvey here, who did try. He tried to unify the Black people in this country and created the UNIA. You guys look him up. His birthday is tomorrow, August 17th. The entire month of August has been dedicated to this brother Marcus Garvey and the UNIA. The reason being is because when he created the UNIA, they had a conference in New York for the entire month of August. They created a Declaration of Rights of the Negro Peoples of the World. This was adopted in Madison Square Garden in New York in August 13th, 1920. So these are things that we are not educated much of through our educational system here in America. So please go out there, find out more about it. Because there is a Declaration of Rights for the Negroes of the world, as Black people, especially here in America. If you want to identify yourself as a Pan-African, then feel free. feel proud to fly your red, black, and green flag. That's as American as anything could ever get, as far as creating a self-identity, which is exactly what the American people did. Brother Marcus Garvey here attempted to mobilize, I believe, over 2 million people claimed through the UNIA to get involved in this movement. But please look him up, find out more about him. It's a shame we haven't seen a movie about him either. You know, I don't think there was too many
I would like to see that
like that. What'd you say?
I said I would like to see that.
Wouldn't that be great? I mean, but yeah. So, anyways, you guys, we appreciate you for chiming into this chat. My lady Wildstar right here. Hold on. Scoot back. There we go.
No, Nick, it's all right. They can see me. I'm in this little box right here. We're good. Y'all can see me, right?
Yes, indeed. I hope you guys can see her. And if you want to see more of her, please come back this Wednesday, every Wednesday, for Crystal Room, where she does her thing and gives readings right here on the Governor Wildstar channel. You guys got to go on Governor Wildstar on YouTube. Please check that out. And check out the Crystal's Room. Hold on, I got a banner for her right there. Woo! Crystal Room right there. Crystal Room Wednesdays with Crystal Wildstar.
I don't see it in there.
You don't see it at the bottom? Crystal Room Wednesday?
Yeah.
Well, whatever, anyways. Come back on Wednesdays where she will give you a psychic reading. And as an intuitive therapist and counselor and healer, she will provide you with all of the insight, her insight abilities, and guide you to all of those things. So check her out on Wednesdays. And like I said, please do subscribe on my YouTube channel. If you guys are watching on YouTube, if you enjoyed this conversation, please definitely subscribe. I'm trying to hit 30,000 subscribers, so please share these videos, share any of my other videos, and help me reach that goal of 30,000 subscribers. Watch any of those ads. That's how I get paid since my channel is monetized. You know, if you want to help out your boy, you know, you don't want to give me any money, donate right there at governorwildstar.com. If you don't want to go over there and donate, then you can just send through an ad that would help contribute to what I'm attempting to do through the Black Power movement. So yes, please. But yeah, yes, we must definitely.
I would love that.
We can talk.
We need to make a comment about the relationship. Yes, about we've been together for almost 10 years. Okay, just so you guys know. Yeah. He became, just more than a husband. He's a friend. He's a partner. Someone, a confidant that I can, completely rely on. And I definitely want to speak about the love instead of just the problems all the time. And I'm so thankful for you having me on the show. And, and I'm thankful for all you guys supporting my husband and his radical views and just listening. You know what I mean? I mean, it's because this man's amazing. He really, really makes me come out of my shell. And I do appreciate that. And we're like, I would say, twin flames. We definitely, fire each other up in different ways. So, and we're always open to learning. And, there's times where it can get tough, but, we get tougher. So a successful marriage relationship requires a lot of work. But I'm so happy. I love chocolate men too. He's a nice, handsome chocolate man. So
stop it. I well, I got lucky with this caramel.
Black love.
Oh wow! We just got a $10 super chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you so much,
Ronnie. Thanks for your patience.
As much as I do appreciate the super chat, Ronnie, I don't know if you've seen any of my other videos, but I ask, please, no super chats. As a content creator for YouTube, the YouTube takes a cut. So they get 30% of super chat, and it takes 30 days to process. So yeah, it's not as beneficial as
Cash App is the best. Cash App.
Yeah,
gotta put that link down there.
All right, yeah. So I'm gonna add a Cash App link to my donate on my website. So anybody that wants to Cash App or whatever,
PayPal.
look it up on yeah, Governor Wildstar. No, I don't have any PayPal. So yeah, if you want
okay, well,
to do anything. All right, Ronnie has Cash App. Good looking out. So yeah, like I said, I will be adding that to my donate link on my website, governorwildstar.com. But I do accept Bitcoin, you know. So all right, Purple Loves, just subscribe. Woo! Thank you so much. God bless you. I appreciate you tuning in and subscribing. I got more videos, more crazy videos, more from Lady Wildstar, more from protests coming up. I got some coming up in the next few weeks, so look forward to seeing those videos coming up. I know you guys want to see videos of me in court and shit like that, but the courts are closed. The courts are closed. So until the courts get back up and running again, fuck that shit. In the meantime, see any of my other videos where I am in court and share those, you know, viral videos, and help me become even more viral. And like I said, do whatever we can to come together as a community so we can help uplift each other, empower each other, and put each other in position of power where we can, you know, empower ourselves and our community, and make sure that the next generation is provided for, you know, by providing for ourselves, right? We got to take care of ourselves right now, especially with what's going on this crazy ass planet. I seen that one court going hard in the paint. Yeah, all right, cool. I'm always going hard on their asses. I do my best to kind of keep a lid on it until they just get out of control. You know, you're lying at that point, and they expect you not to point out that they're lying, you know, right there in court. They don't want you to say anything. And then they tell you can represent yourself, but then, you know, shame you if you do. But anyways, I don't want to.
The illusion of justice.
Yeah. What'd you say, Lady Wildstar?
The illusion of justice.
The illusion of justice. Exactly. Yeah. And the illusion of security. We're falling for it in every way, shape, or form. We need to stop it right now. So like I said, please help get me elected. I am running for governor of California. If you guys haven't heard, please find out on governorwildstar.com. And thank you very much, all of you, for all of your comments. Ronnie saying true that. Forrest, Purple Love, LL. Who I got? I got
a lot of nice people on here.
I know, right? Thank you all.
Supporters. We love
you. All of the questions. I got my man John Ferrero up in here as well. I appreciate you, Ferrero. Yes, I will give Mugabe.
Hi, John.
Alan, all of you guys for watching and tuning in. Thank you so much. And I guess we'll get out of here and take care of our baby who was napping, who may be awake and want a bottle. So we took advantage of that to sit down and chat with you guys. We're going to go enjoy the rest of the day. You do the same. Long live liberty. We out of here. Peace.